Hello there. Thank you so much for tuning in to or subscribing to. If you are a subscriber, if you're not, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. If you like what you see on this channel, Cooking with Pouncy. Again, thank you so much for joining in. Tonight I'm going to prepare shrimp and grits, and actually my wife and I are going to have that for dinner. Alright guys, so we're going to start our shrimp and grits process here. And again, thank you so much for joining in. Gonna need some grits obviously, and that's what I have here. I've already pre-measured my ingredients here, so I'll just kind of walk you through right quick because I know there's many different ways to do shrimp and grits. I like this one a lot, so the Cooking with Pouncy is gonna do this one tonight, okay? So I've got some bacon that I pre-cook or sauteed my bacon already. This is 4 slices actually. I use a really thick sliced bacon, and I kind of diced it up, and I'll be using that in a little bit here when we start putting this together. I've got 2 scallions that I've already sliced up as well, and you can see in that. I'll be sauteing my onions in butter. This is a ½ cup of onions. You'll see the amount in the ingredient list of the items that I'm showing you right here as well. I've got some heavy cream, which is what I'm going to be using. My total amount of liquid for these grits, and these are the quick grits, if you will, the ones that you buy in the store. Some of them are not quick grits. These happen to be quick grits, and this is about a little over a ½ cup, not quite 2/3, but a little over ½ cup, okay? And my total liquid then, including this and the water that I'm adding, is 2 cups to this grit, okay? I've got shrimp here. This is 26 to 30 raw shrimp per pound, and it's just the right size, and that's why you want to get them, you don't want them too large. These are 26 to 30 per pound, okay? That's what I started with. On here, I've got some olive oil just to coat the shrimp. I've got some red pepper flakes in here. I've got some salt and pepper to taste in here as well. These have been in the refrigerator, although I took them out about a ½ hour ago because I wanted them to start warming up a little bit. But they have been in the refrigerator for about 3, maybe even 4 hours today, okay? So olive oil, I got my pepper flakes, I've got a little salt and pepper in there as well. I'm going to be using a little bit of hot sauce here when I put the grits process together. And then I'm going to be using, the last thing I'm going to be doing before I top it with my shrimp is sharp cheddar cheese. Obviously you can use whatever cheese you'd like for your dish and your family, but I'm going to be using some sharp cheddar cheese, and it'll be about a cup of this cheese that I'm going to be using. So we're going to be putting this process together here. I think I've told you about everything I need to tell you here. And, all right guys, here we go. I've got my tablespoon of butter in here. As you can see, it's already melted, it's sizzling. Here's that ½ cup of onions I told you about as well. And you can dice them as fine as you want. I've got those diced up pretty fine, but not too fine. And we're gonna let those get a bit translucent in this cooking process here. It won't take very long, probably take about 3 minutes, maybe less than 3 minutes, all right? This is a really good shrimp and grits deal. I like it a lot, and again, I hope you'll like it as much yourself when you make it for yourself and your family, if you decide to do so. So as you can see, that's doing what it needs to do here. I've got my oven on right now too as well at 365 degrees, and that's when I put my shrimp on top of the mixture here. After I get my cheese in there, I'm going to put that whole thing in the oven, and you'll see what that process is about too. It just doesn't take that long to get this whole thing ready. And I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit because my onions are starting to brown a little bit, and I don't want that. In another 30 seconds they'll be ready. And that's how quickly these things go. This is about ready. They are ready right now. I'm going to now add my liquid, which is my watering heavy cream that I told you about. And I'm going to be careful here. And I just pour this in that bowl so I can keep the measure there. And I'm going to keep my heat now back to close to the high because I want that to come to a boil, not a rolling boil, just about ready to boil. And I'll add my grits to that, okay guys? I don't have to stir it too much right now because I don't have anything going on here except I need the heat to get it to the temperature that I need in order to start to cook the grits, all right? Okay, I don't know that I mentioned scallions. Yes, I did. I think I did. I didn't mean to talk off camera either. I think I did tell you about the scallions. I had 2 scallions that I chopped up as well. They're going to go on the top. This could be a very attractive dish as well when I get done with it here. We like it a lot. And I've made it a lot. And everyone that eats it thinks it's phenomenal. Even people that's eating it from Louisiana, that are from Louisiana. It won't be that hot either. I'm just going to put a dash of hot sauce. I think I showed that to you. You'll see me add just a little bit of that hot sauce to this mix. It's now starting to bubble, as you can see. And I'm going to turn it down just a little bit because I don't want it to boil. And I'll slowly add my grits. And that's going in right now. And with this electric range, you have to turn it down like a half hour or a day and a half before your actual temperature that you want it at, because it continues to cook. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm still trying to get used to this range. I've said that in several of my videos. But we moved not too long ago and I'm not used to electric, but I do know that I have to get used to shutting the burner off and it stays on for a week after you turn it down. I'm just kidding again, guys. So I'm going to keep turning it down just a little bit more here, because I'm going to let this cook for about 7 minutes or so, maybe 10, it all depends. And I'm looking for the doneness, obviously, and the thickness that I'm going to need in order to take it off and start putting my cheese in it. And I'll be letting you see that too, as that comes together. And I won't bore you for the next 7 minutes or so, but I'll be back shortly, okay? All right, guys, these are about ready. I just wanted to show you, I said I was going to put a little of that hot sauce in there, and it's going to be just a little. This is, like I said, I've already shaken it up. Just going to put a little bit of hot sauce in there. You guys might want a whole lot more than that in yours, but that's all I'm going to put in there, just a few drops, okay? I'm going to be transferring this back over to my counter so that I can fold my cheese into it, and I'll be ready to top it with shrimp, and it's almost actually done now. I got about the consistency that I want, and the grits, the shrimp will be having some water coming out of the shrimp too, so you don't want to make it too thin so as to have it runny. I don't want that consistency. So I'm allowing for that shrimp, because again, that shrimp's got water in it, and I'll have it, I hope, the exact consistency that I wanted, all right? We're going to move over to the counter again. All right, guys, so here goes my cup of, this is extra sharp cheddar cheese. I'm going to just fold that in here, and the grits. Again, that's 1 cup. You can use any kind of cheese you want. This is extra sharp cheddar. And I'm just going to let it melt, blend itself in here, or fold it in, if you will, like you see I'm doing it here. One of the things I'm going to do now, that I see I'm going to do now that I've added that cheese, it's still melting, of course. I'm going to put a little bit more liquid in here, a little bit. And that liquid's going to be water, actually. So it's no big deal. I think I'll do that, because as many times I've made this, and I have made adjustments like that, and that's what I'm going to do now. I want a little bit more in there. Actually got about a half a cup of water. I don't know that I'll use that whole thing. Cheese is melted really nice. It's creamy. I think I'm going to add a little more water in there, guys, okay? That wasn't a half a cup either. About 1/4 of a cup that I just put in there, all right? Just want to keep that consistency that I want and need. And that's it. All right. You certainly have to have a pan or skillet, if you will, that'll go in your oven. Need I not forget to tell you that, of course. You can't put skillets in there with plastic handles on them. All right. Okay, I'm going to start layering the shrimp here. I'll let you see that first part of that, okay? I think I can put this over here. No, it's not that hot. I'm just going to shingle my shrimp here. And again, I won't bore you with the whole process. I'm just going to press them down just a little bit into that grits, okay? Alright guys, got them all topped here. That's looking almost good enough to eat right now. Not really with the raw shrimp, but that's what it's going to look like as it's going into the oven. You see 375 degrees, guys. And that's pretty hot. I'm going to leave that in there for about, I'm going to look at it in about 8 minutes. And we'll see where the shrimp are. You don't want to overcook the shrimp. I want them to still be a little bit translucent. Okay guys, it's been 7 minutes. And we're going to take the shrimp out. One of the other things I've done, I'm going to serve this in a bowl. I'm always scared to death of grabbing this pan. It is really hot. Got my little handy dandy leather thing here on them. This is what it looks like. And the shrimp are still cooking just a little bit, and that's why I take them right out at that point, and I want to keep them a little bit translucent, and they don't get rubbery, because if you overcook them, that's what happens to them, okay? I've also put my serving dishes in the oven with the residual heat from that shrimp over there, and I'm going to pull those out because my dishes will be hot, and I like to serve hot food on hot plates. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take this out, and be very careful not to have an accident right in front of you guys. Okay, now. So I got my bacon in the microwave here. I'm gonna hit that bacon for 5 seconds, okay? 5 seconds, I got the bacon. I'm just gonna heat the bacon because it was like room temperature. So again, here I go with the hot food, hot, cold food, cold thing. And I just wanted to get it, yeah, it's perfect. All right, so here's my bacon. And we're gonna spread our bacon over here. Guys, I'm just telling you, if you never tried this one, this is really, really, really good, okay? I think you and your family will like it a lot. You might notice I've got a paper towel in here. When I got the bacon done, of course, I put a paper towel in here to absorb any residual fat from that bacon, which I just did. And then I'll put my scallions. I know you guys can see this. I'm looking at the camera. And it is very pretty if you call food that you're going to eat pretty. I usually, when I make dishes, I say it's too pretty to eat, and I guess if that happened, we'd probably starve just looking at the food. So anyway, that's what it looks like. Let me tilt it up for you a little bit. That's what it looks like. It is beautiful. And so I'm going to dish this up. Okay guys, here's a finished product. That's what it looks like. And we are about ready to eat our dinner, cooking with Pouncy, shrimp and grits. If you haven't tried this, guys, I really, really recommend that you do that. And I just threw some grapes on the side. I'm always trying to put a little extra something on the plate, like a strawberry or something like that. But anyway, this is going to be absolutely scrumptious, and I certainly hope that if you, and when you decide to make this for yourself and your family, that you guys will enjoy it as much as we're going to enjoy this meal as well. Again, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Please subscribe if you like what you see, and let me know what you think as well, and pass this on. Thank you so much, and we're going to have dinner. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much, and good night.